This is Theodorus Rex, and today we are doing a track by track for the album's Rush, Counterparts versus Snakes and Arrows. Stay tuned. Alright, I love both these albums. I love Rush. I don't think they've done a bad album, but which one is the best, you know? Counterparts was produced by Peter Collins, who did Power Windows and Hold Your Fire, two very synth-heavy albums, so we had a right to be suspect. But, you know, after Presto and then Roll the Bones, the synths became less and less. And on Counterparts, I'm happy to report they were even less still than the album that preceded it. And Counterparts sold, I think, a lot of records. I think it debuted at number 2. You can fact check me on that. But anyway, let's find out which of the album is the best between these two. Track 1, Animate versus Far Cry. Now, Animate was a favorite from Neil Peart, and he said as much in some interviews, and I think this book, which I read called Roadshow, it's a terrific read about the band on tour and him following on this motorcycle, you know, I highly recommend that book. And he wrote another book called Ghost Rider, which was kind of a downer, and then Masked Rider, which was a very interesting movie. But be that as it may, between these songs, you know, Far Cry for me is just a terrific song. It's guitar driven, which I like. I'm a guitar player. Alex Lifeson's just leading the way on this one, and I think lyrically, you know, one day if you feel you're ahead of the wheel, the next it's rolling over you. And Pariah Dogs and all that, and of course Animate has its lyrics too, but for me, in my money, I got to disagree with Neil on this one, and I got to go with Far Cry. Track 2, Stick It Out versus Armor and Sword. Now Stick It Out is a great tune. It starts off with Alex and Geddy just kind of going at their instruments with their feedback while Neil just hangs back for a moment. And then it's, you know, spit out your anger, don't swallow your tongue. I love that kind of, you know, later on Snakes and Arrows, we've got Resist. I'm going to resist, quietly resist, but there is no quietly resisting on Counterparts. Stick It Out is a good song, you know. It was a single as well. And for my money, I got to go with Counterparts in this one. Track 3. Cut to the Chase versus Working the Angels. Now, Cut to the Chase is, I love, again, what Alex brings to the table here. You can almost hear the hum of his amp. It's got that warm, clean sound. It's a little bit thin, but there's a warmth in there if you listen with headphones. And then Working the Angels really just doesn't get me there, you know. So clearly this one goes to Counterparts. Track 4, Nobody's Hero versus The Larger Bowl. And Nobody's Hero was a single, and they brought in Michael Kamen to do some orchestration on this particular track, and I guess they thought a lot of it, you know. And I do like the line, you know, when I heard it, he was gone as a shadow crossed my heart. I think that's a wonderful way to put things when you know, rest in peace to one of your buddies. But The Larger Bowl for me, and I'll say this, it's a little bit metronomic, you know, and kind of feels a little too clean, a little too crisp, the beat a little too good. But I got to go with The Larger Bowl on this one. Snakes and Arrows. 2-2. Track 5, Between the Sun and Moon versus Spindrift. Now, Spindrift is probably my favorite my favorite song on this album. So this one has got, what can I say? It's a great tune. It's got everything a good Rush song has and everything that you want. The interesting arrangement. It's rocking. And Between the Sun and Moon is just kind of leaves me with a fleeting feeling of, you know, what else do you have to offer? So I'm giving this one to Snakes and Arrows. Track 6, The Alien Shore versus Main Monkey Business. Main Monkey Business was an instrumental on the album, and they gave us 3 on Snakes and Arrows, which was unlike Rush. You know, we're accustomed to getting 1 or none. But Alien Shore is an amazing song. I mean, I love this tune. The energy, the momentum, the just, you know, diving below the surface, and this contrast between men and women being exploited here. Like a relationship song. It carries all the energy that you would expect. So clearly this one goes to Counterparts. So here we are, tie game, 3-3. Who will win this one? Track 7, Speed of Love versus The Way the Wind Blows. This one is easy for me as well. I think When the Wind Blows is going to take it. You know, I like it from the Middle East to the Middle West. I love the intro there where you know, Lifeson is kind of playing some bluesy stuff, which we don't hear very often. And the whole band is kind of a departure for the whole band, to be honest. And just a really mature song and a well-written song. Clearly that one goes to Snakes and Arrows. Track 8, Double Agent versus Hope. Hope was yet another instrumental. This time, Alex Lifeson by himself on a solo acoustic guitar. So there's really no contest here. I mean, Double Agent is another one of my favorites from Counterparts. It's dark, it's riveting, it's got some nasty chords in it. You know, I think there's some, might even be quoting T.S. Eliot in there, and just really opens up with this solo bass and Eddie just gliding along, man. I'm sure you know the song if you know Counterparts. Everybody would. It's one of the highlights. So Counterparts takes that one. So here we are, tied 4-4. Who's going to take it home? Track 9, Leave This Thing Alone versus Faithless. Now, this is a very difficult decision. You know, both these songs, I think, are strong in their own right. They're completely different. This is the instrumental from Counterparts, and we've got quite a lot of interesting things going on. I love the riffs that are found in that song. And, you know, Faithless, I think lyrically says a lot to me, speaks to my heart. You know, it's a little atheism in there, and there's nothing wrong with that. A little rational thinking and believing in love and good for goodness sake, you know. I think there's a powerful message there. But, hey, man, when you're into Rush for musicianship, I got to go with Counterparts in this one. Track 9. Leave That Thing Alone, or excuse me, track 10. This must be the whiskey talking. Cold Fire versus Bravest Face. Again, not much of a contest for me. I think Cold Fire is a terrific song, another highlight from Counterparts. It opens at breakneck speed with Alex Lifeson just scratching the strings of the guitar and then going right into the riff. Then the rest of the band just folds in on top of it. Terrific song too, and it's also got a lot of lyrics in this particular tune about relationships and you know, and the structure of said relationships. But overall, this song is just much better than Bravest Face for me. Counterparts takes it. So track 11, Everyday Glory versus Good News First. Again, I have a bit of a toss-up on this one, but I'm not too keen on either of these songs, really. Everyday Glory, I know some of the Rush fans really speak highly of this song. I mean, some of them talk about it like it's The Past. Now, The Past is epic. It's probably, from Presto, it's probably one of the best songs Rush ever did, arguably. You know, top 10 easily. But Everyday Glory, I don't think so. But it does win in this case. Chalk it up to Counterparts. Counterparts looks like it's running away with it here. And now track 12, there is no track 12 in Counterparts. It ends there, so there's a little advantage going to Snakes and Arrows here. Malignant Narcissism, a great instrumental, the best instrumental on the album, I would say. Really, actually just a really good tune, you know, and clearly it's going to win that one because there is no counterpart, no pun intended. In track 13, We Hold On. I'm going to give, you know, Snakes and Arrows takes that one, but I'm really not too keen on that one. It's okay, you know. I guess it's a way to capstone the album. It's not anything like Available Light from Presto. You know, I mean, to me, that's an epic song to cap your album with, but what are you going to do? So, we have a winner, as we always do. It looks like Counterparts prevails. Doesn't surprise me, you know. I mean, even though it came out in '93, it was just a very strong album, and, you know, much respect to Rush, all the boys. Neil, rest in peace. And keep listening out there. You know, there's never a bad time to listen to Rush, and there's always an occasion. They have a song that will fit any occasion, do they not?